What's going on, everybody? It's Slayer Kobe here, or Kobe, whatever you feel like calling me, I guess. And today I'm here to talk about Game of Thrones, episode 3 of the last season, or the second half of the last season, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I'm going to talk about episode 370, and I'm going to tell you how that fucking episode was the worst episode of my life. Now, to begin with, to start out why this episode is the worst episode, or definitely one of the worst episodes in Game of Thrones history, is because it starts out doing the same thing that it's basically done the first two episodes, which is just drag on and waste a bunch of fucking time, which no one gives a shit about. We've been waiting fucking 2 years now for this fucking season of Game of Thrones to come out. No one gives a fuck anymore about waiting. We just want shit to hit the fan already. Do you understand? So like I said, it starts out, that's what they're doing. They're wasting time. Go figure, just showing stupid shit. And then finally, it shows outside of the gates. This is when you get to see Jorah. He's out there, he's chilling. And the Red Woman decides to come up out of nowhere. Where did this bitch come from? She decides to come up and she wants to help. She wants to help the Dothraki, and she just wants to help in general, try and take out the undead being. So what does she do? She decides to fucking light all their fucking swords on fire. Now, I was hesitant about this episode, but that was kind of cool. It was kind of like, okay, what the fuck, like that, okay, that's kind of nuts. You know what I mean? She just lit all the swords on fire. This is crazy, dude. Alright, this is nuts. So they go in, they charge in, they're going, they're screaming, they're fucking going in, they're fucking chanting out things of honor, they're screaming things of joy, they're going crazy, they're fucking ready for battle. And they go in, and they're fucking in there, and then they just all fucking die. That's basically what happens. Now, the thing that I have wrong with that scene about them running in and just dying is just so stupid. We had been sitting there waiting already, and they run in there and they literally just die. It's like, I guess they have no respect for the Dothraki either, because they've been around since the beginning of the show, and literally like the entire population, the remaining population of them, runs in and just gets fucking one shot. And just conveniently, of course, Ser Jorah comes marching back. He's alive somehow. How the fuck is he alive from that? I don't know. I kind of said that, if they were going to do that, if they wanted to kill them all off, I thought maybe a cool idea would be that you just see the swords off in the distance, and then the White Walkers come running back with the flaming swords. I thought that might be cool. But instead, they just had this stupid-ass, pointless scene that just basically was their excuse for killing off those characters that they didn't want to use the CGI to generate the mass population of them. So after that, the fucking war starts. Again, the Red Woman really did not shit. Keep that in mind. She did nothing there. There was no help. The flaming swords didn't do a fucking thing. We cut out into this battle. Here we go. We're starting to fucking go crazy. Everyone's screaming, everyone's fighting, and at first it's like, okay, maybe this is gonna bring itself back, you know what I mean? But then as the fight fucking progresses and gets deeper and deeper, it just starts to fucking get worse and worse, to be honest, because the cuts in that fucking episode were absolutely atrocious. I don't know what they were thinking with the cuts. Like, it would just cut off to fucking random fights, and then this random fight, and then this random fight, and then this random fight. And at the end of the episode, if you watch, they tried to explain it a little bit, and they're like, oh, we didn't want to make it boring. It was fucking horribly done, man. I couldn't fucking focus on anything. I felt like I was just watching the cuts were just so badly done. And there were so many moments where you thought that someone was gonna die, too. How did half of them fucking live? I don't know. I really don't. There was moments where Samwell literally had 1,000 White Walkers on him, and that motherfucker was just okay. None of them somehow bit him. None of them did anything to him. He just came out unscathed. Brienne, there was a moment where I literally thought she was being bitten, and her fucking neck was being torn open, and she was gonna die. I thought she was dying. I thought I was witnessing her dying in front of me, just to find out that she was perfectly fine. Like, how did these people live? Tormund is is in the same fucking spot the entire battle in that same area, standing there, fighting off 1,000 fucking White Walkers at once. How is he alive? I don't know, man. This doesn't make any sense, dude. And oh my god, something that was even worsely done is the part where Daenerys and Jon are up in the clouds, fucking with the dragons. Oh my goodness, that was just a bunch of nothing. They're just flying around in the clouds. The clouds are everywhere, so you don't really know what the fuck is actually going on. It was just, I still wonder to this day how the hell Jon is holding on to those two tiny little spikes without flying off, as he's doing 1,000 somersaults at once, going 17,000 miles per hour. What the fuck? I still think that a cool idea would have been that he could have had people make him some sort of seat that he could have harnessed on to the dragon, and then he could have sat on a seat on top of the dragon with like some shit that he could have held on to, or maybe some shit he could have strapped on, wrapped around himself, something, and instead of just him fucking sitting on the back holding on to two little fucking spikes. The episode continues with more fucking just bullshit, stupid things, and then all of a sudden we get a one-eyed, stupid-ass fucking giant that decides to break through the door. Okay, it breaks through the door, and the little girl, who honestly, I could care less about her so much, I don't even remember what her name is. I think her real-life name is Bella, or something like that. She's standing there, and a crazy scene happens. Honestly, this redeemed the episode a little bit for me because I laughed so hard, and people are going to call me a horrible person for that. And I am a horrible person, I guess, because when the giant ran in and fucking back slapped her, and she just flew off, that might have been the greatest thing I've seen in a while in Game of Thrones. And of course, when he fucking backhands her, you hear every single bone in her body explode. But she's still alive. She's still alive. This little girl's still alive. She just got fucking... But she's okay. She's fine. Don't worry about it. She's okay. She gets back up. Even though the fucking thing grabs her, she gets back up in that way, I guess. And the giant starts to crush her. It's a little uncomfortable watching, to be honest. And then she fucking stabs him and kills him. The unrealisticness of this episode was horrible. I mean, it really was. Like I said, how half of them didn't die. Just what the fuck was even happening half the time. This episode, the problem was that they were trying to make this episode realistic when it just, in all honesty, it just was not a realistic episode. And that is honestly what kind of disappoints me a little bit, is that this wasn't a realistic episode. You know, they were trying so hard to make a realistic episode, and it was not. It's just they could not do it. And it came out so bad because of it. So then we get one of the first characters to die. They just start killing useless characters off, like that stupid little girl. They kill Edmund or Ed or Ned or who the fuck is that guy? Yeah, they kill him off. No one really cares. They kill off the one-eyed dude, you know, and that was a little sad, you know. I liked him for the most part. He was okay. They killed his ass off because he's a useless character, so they had to kill him off. And then they finally decided to kill off someone important. The Jorah thing, you know, Daenerys finally lands. And of course, we're just going to add more unrealistic shit into this episode because we haven't had enough as is. We haven't had enough unrealistic stuff. You know, of course, she's out there by herself. And Ser Jorah, even though we haven't seen him for the last 15 minutes, comes out of fucking absolutely nowhere, of course, to be there to help her. And basically, he fucking dies defending her. Now, was this a good way for him to go out? No, it wasn't. It was a really bad way for him to go out. You know, I can't believe that they killed him off. I'm still a little surprised that they killed him off. It was ridiculous. But then, the most unneeded death of them all, I feel, happened. When they killed, and again, spoilers, but they killed Theon, I was like, what in the fuck? And that little line right before he dies was just the most ridiculous thing ever. Bran looks at him and he says, "You've been a good man. You've been a good man." And Theon basically just runs in and fucking just dies. For literally no reason. Like, Bran could have literally just been like, "Yo, Theon, just stand behind, just like get behind me, you know, and just stand behind me for like 5 more seconds. 5 more seconds, okay?" Because in just about 5 more seconds, we decide to, we fucking realize what the fuck is about to happen in 5 more seconds. The most stupid shit ever happens, and the Night King fucking comes up. He kills fucking Theon. He could have just jumped behind Bran and waited 5 seconds, but he dies. Such an unneeded death. Such an unneeded death. So the main White Walker comes up to Bran, and I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, okay, Bran's gonna fucking save the day somehow. He's gonna fucking roll his eyes into the back of the head. He's gonna fucking freeze time or something. He's gonna do some crazy shit, and he's gonna be the one who somehow saves them in all this. But no, you actually find out that that's not what's gonna happen at all. In fact, Arya jumps out of literally nowhere and stabs him. Which they explain now, don't get me wrong, they explain that, you know, he gives her the dagger because he knows that. But it's like, fuck, dude, why didn't you just fucking tell everybody that this was gonna happen? I mean, Bran could have saved everyone, literally. It just seemed like such a stupid scene, honestly, and then I just couldn't believe that it's like they let Arya kill the main bad guy. I didn't understand it. And then the most disappointing thing of it all is that we have been watching Game of Thrones for years now as fans. And it's been all about winter is coming, you know, the Night King is coming, we have to defend for this, you know, since the beginning of the fucking show. It's been pushing this. And there's all these theories that got thrown out there, you know, about maybe Jon becoming the Night King. You know, I had this picture inside of my head that that the Night King would make it to King's Landing, there'd be this giant battle, and fucking Cersei would try and use wildfire maybe to try and blow the White Walkers up, and maybe she would blow herself up in the process. I thought something crazy like that might happen. Like, I thought that the Azor Ahai might be a thing. You know, I thought that maybe Sir Davos or Jon was maybe gonna pull a fucking flaming sword out and fight the Night King at the end. They were gonna fight in this fucking epic fire versus ice sort of duel. And I thought something was gonna happen, and nothing. They killed it off. They killed it off. That's the end of the Night Walkers. That's it. How disappointing this is, I can't even explain to you guys. It's so disappointing. It's like, what the fuck? So they're finishing the plot is literally about the throne. I was hoping that the throne was gonna get fucking decimated. I was hoping that the throne was gonna fucking explode by the end. I was hoping that the throne wasn't gonna exist in the end. But now we've come to realize, and if any of you guys watch the previews for the next episode, you can clearly see that they're just pushing for the throne. That's all that it is. They're done with the Great War, and now it's time for the last war. Fuck. Oh man, so disappointing. And then also, I was talking to my brother, and he pointed out something good to me. When Jon is running through everything, you know, again, how did he not die there at the end? And the Night Walker dragon is shooting shit, you know, and there at the end when it comes up and it's looking at him, and Jon's sitting there looking up at it, and it's about to breathe the fire into him. He made a good point. Wouldn't it have been so much cooler if it would have shot in the flames at him, and then he would have taken the flames, he would have just shot it, and then right afterwards he would have been unscathed, and then you would have realized that he was a true Targaryen after all. Wouldn't that have been a cool thing? I thought that would have been a good idea. And he's kind of just fucking standing there. You know, he has his sword still. His sword is just fucking burnt and drops. He's like, what the... But no, the convenience of the dragon just about to shoot him. Oh my goodness. Of course, right before it shoots him, it just decides to fucking just drop dead. The CGI for that was fucking horrible. Just its head just fucking just I don't know, guys. That's all I gotta say. I don't know. I'm gonna finish out the last episodes, but I think Game of Thrones might be ruined for me. You know, I don't know. You guys are gonna have to tell me what you guys think. I just don't know what the fuck to say right now. Like, I don't know. I don't know. This isn't what's supposed to happen. I miss when Game of Thrones was like this. I miss this fucking... Back when fucking Game of Thrones trapped extra hard. I don't know, man. I might have to retire my Game of Thrones. That might have to be it. That might have to be it. Tell me what you guys think. That's fucking it. I'm done. Tell me what you guys think in the comments.